Beliefs about no pain, no gain. Welcome to day 1441 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with a torture device. Isn't it interesting over the years, the things that we do to improve our health, or we believe to improve our health. Now, I kept this. I've only used it maybe a half a dozen times. Why? Because it hurts. It's supposed to break up the myofascial, the network under your skin that traps fat and does all these crazy things. And I got it when I was in pain a few years ago. 2017, I had a recurrence of massive, really bad rheumatoid arthritis symptoms and things and inflammation. And so I was looking for everything and anything under the sun that might help with that. And this is one of the things I ran across in my research, and I actually purchased and attempted to use, only to discover that I think it's really cute. I might use it as a hanging rack to hook and hang things on, jewelry maybe, or something. But it comes up whenever I think of no pain, no gain. Now, I believe that no pain, no gain. I believe this most of my life, this idiom, this expression. It's our idiom and expression for Supersize Your Business today, is why I'm thinking about it. And for our 365-day challenge to be you, where we do one thing every day that continuously improves us or helps us to be more of who we really are, and understanding ourselves better is one of those, the basis of that. We talked about thoughts and beliefs about our physical person, and I shared one of mine, and I need to work on my desire for that challenge and how I'm sharing it and presenting it, because I didn't mean for it to be minutes a day, and so far it's been like 3, 4, 5 plus minutes a day for the first 9 days of the year. And I wanted it to be my wake. In the past, the annual challenge has been my wake up my voice, and so I might need to do a really short version of it just to wake up my voice, and then maybe do a paid annual challenge to get people to buy in and actually really, really participate and make sure that they're getting the results and the transformation they want for their own life out of the experience. I find that when I invest in something, I'm always investing in myself, but when I invest in something, I get more out of it because I take it more seriously. But if I invest in something, I'm already committed and I'm going to take it seriously. I guess that's the difference in a lot of people. They'll invest in things and they get that rush in their brain that says, oh, I've already solved this problem because I invested in this program. But then they never crack the book or do the program or listen to the course or listen to the recordings. They just go on and do what they've always done and feel like they've solved that problem when they haven't. I'm not like that. When I choose to do something or invest in myself or commit to something, I'm absolutely all in, or I wouldn't invest in it. I learned that lesson probably, 2-3 decades ago in the real estate industry. My ex-husband and I were in the real estate industry, and we hired a very expensive coach and coaching program to help speed our progress and help us learn faster to accomplish the goals and the objectives and the things we wanted to do. And it was interesting to me, and I remember observing and watching. We joined the program with lots of other people, right? Maybe there were 100 or 150 of us in this very expensive coaching program. And we were one of the very few people that actually took action, bought properties, sold properties, made money, implemented the things that we were being taught in this very expensive coaching program. And a year went by and we re-upped, and a lot of other people re-upped, but a lot of people that had never done anything in the whole first year came on board again the second year. And I just found that fascinating, that people would upfront invest all of this money and time and energy in learning something, or just showing up and thinking it was magically going to happen in their life without taking action on the things that they were learning. And so I learned that nothing happens unless I take action, unless I do something with the information and the knowledge and the wisdom and the coaching and the advice I'm getting. Zero happens, zero transformation if I don't do something. So the no pain, no gain thing, I believe this for a lot of years in my life, that I had to work and hustle and grind and suffer and sacrifice and always be on in order to get success. Now, I also learned that in the last decade, I create everything. It all comes from within me, and I get to decide what everything means in my life. So I get to decide what success is for me. How do I define success? How do I define failure? How do I define pain? How do I define gain? Now, if you're somebody like me that's had a life of experiencing chronic pain in different areas and aspects because of health challenges, you have to develop a different definition and perspective on pain if you're going to create and survive and have a decent life. I do some work with chronic pain patients and people in pain, and guess what? We're all in pain in some way, shape, or form in our lives. It's either mental or physical or emotional or spiritual or some type of pain. And we're not always in pain all of our lives, but a lot of people are in chronic pain. Hundreds of millions of people are in chronic pain, meaning they feel pain all the time. And I am one of those people. I had, in my 20s, I was like bedridden for 3 years with systemic health challenges that the doctors could never figure out. And I needed to figure out how I was going to make my life work, given that the doctors weren't able to help me anymore. And that meant I had to make changes and redefine pain and actually really tap into it, figure out what was going on in my body and what I couldn't handle, how I defined pain and how I defined and was able to move forward and do anything. Was I somehow tricked myself into focusing on the intervals of time when I wasn't experiencing intense pain. And as I focused on the times I wasn't feeling pain, those intervals got longer and longer and longer and longer. And I think that my threshold of dealing with different types of pain increased, so that I had to feel super duper intense pain in order to have it impact or impede what it was I was doing and what I wanted to do in my life. And it's hard to explain because it wasn't anything that anybody taught me to do. It was just my internal brain telling me, you got to figure a way out of this or you're not going to be around very long. And my survival instinct was bigger than my experiencing the pain and wanting to focus on the pain. And by not focusing on the pain and focusing on and it wasn't focusing on pleasure, or it was just focusing on the relief of the pain when I wasn't feeling the most intense part of the pain. By focusing on those time slots, I could create more of those, is what I discovered. So no pain, no gain. I do not choose to believe any longer that we have to experience pain in order to have success or in order to create anything. We are superior thinking human beings, and we can choose. We choose everything. So we can choose to make changes and motivate ourselves internally by redefining things. I think suffering, pain, sacrifice, to me, those are totally optional things, and I don't choose to focus on them in my life. Do I still experience pain? Absolutely, positively. Do I let it stop me? On occasion, pain still shuts me down and takes me out for a certain period of time. But I've noticed that those time periods are getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. First one was 3 years. The next time it was a few months. The time after that, it was 3 weeks, and each time it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Now it's like 3 days. If I get a migraine, and I mean super bad migraines or pain, systemic pain, it might take me out for 3 days or less, but I'm trying to get that down to, 3 hours or something. So, and do I do that on a conscious level? No, I do it on a subconscious level, because I've got my subconscious working for me all the time to shut down the pain signals and increase my time in between, the intervals between pain that shuts me down, if that makes any sense. So I don't believe that anymore, that no pain, no gain. Thanks, Jane Fonda, for making it so popular in the 80s when I was very young and impressionable. But I choose not to believe that anymore. And all the gurus that teach this, and all the people that share the memes about suffering and sacrifice and hustle and hacks and things, I choose not to participate. So that was our content today, a little bit about it. Sundays seem to be, every Sunday I seem to rethink certain things in my schedule. I do a weekly review, and this week is no different. And I am thinking of, like I said earlier, blowing up part of what I'm doing with the annual challenge to make that more effective for me and for other people as well, because I think that if it's too much, it's too much. And that's one of the things I don't want it to be. I want it to be a little hit every day, because that's what leads to our success, is if we do a little thing every day to move us toward what we want, before we know it, especially when we're doing an annual thing every single day. And I love it when people argue with me and say, it's impossible to do an annual challenge. It's impossible to do something every day. And I'm like, well, do you go to the bathroom every day? Do you eat every day? Do you brush your teeth every day? Do you get dressed every day? We do a lot of things. We do literally thousands of things every single day of our life. Do you breathe every day? Of course you do. So do you blink your eyes? Yeah. So I love it when people say something's impossible, because it's always possible. It might not be possible for you because you don't believe it is, but it absolutely, I love that. Just tell me I can't do something, and I'm going to make a way and find a way or create a way to do it. All right, if I can help you anyway, any questions about offline or online business, got a lot of experience in both, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.